G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we are on Enlightened Horizon to watch two of the world's best players face off in a ranked ladder battle. I gotta tell you right now, this isn't the first time I've actually introduced this cast. I just did it a couple minutes before and it didn't go well. So I've had my cough medicine. I'm feeling a little bit better now, so hopefully things go better here today. Anyway, let's get into it and introduce our players for you. Spawning in the south of the map in the color red, playing as the English, it's Puppy Paw. And on the east side of the map, the color yellow, playing as the Ottomans, it's Beastie. Now, of course, you may not be familiar with this map. If you are, well, you're probably going to be bored by the next 30 seconds of time. Apologies. Let me go through a couple of goals about what's different about this map, and, well, goals that are different from your standard map. Let's just put it that way. So, first and foremost, you start off with these little things. A little bit weird, a little bit funky. You can see Beastie's currently chilling out here with the villager. Villager's just sleeping. You can come up with you can do a couple of different things. You can build a house up here, but one of the things you've got to be careful of is if you build a house here, like we've got down here on the bottom side, is if your opponent pushes you, there's a risk that you lose that house. Whereas here, the only risk is that you lose the ranks. Anyway, once you've captured it, it's now going to be rewarding you a nice little bit of passive income. However, that's not the only thing you're going to be wanting to do early on in this game. You're going to be looking to contest the wolf dens. Of course, we can see our first one right here. 150 gold will be coming through to your kitty as long as you can burn it. So you want to ignite it, getting it down to that 25-30% health roughly. But take a look what we've got here on the south side of the map. Our Puppy Paw has taken it personally today, and he's looking to stop Beastie in his tracks. Of course, Beastie going to be heading to the north, looking to try and get his torch on, whereas his opponent not going to be doing that, at least not yet. Going to be looking to interrupt as much as he possibly can. So, let's talk a little bit about the changes. Of course, there's been a recent patch. Season 11 has just started, and there has been a whole bunch of changes. So, I'm going to flash them up on the screen. Most notably, we've got a change to meta drums, as well as to the Akinji system. So, a bit of a boost in the early game here for the Ottomans. Quite a bit of a buff, actually. There's also extensive fortifications that's now affecting the town center, giving them discounts. So there's quite a bit of bonuses in here, and I'm curious to see exactly how Beastie is going to be utilizing them today. But as we can see towards the north of the map, Puppy Paw is close. He's found it, but unfortunately it's already torched, and Beastie collects his gold, runs away from the wolves and the men-at-arms and says, I'll see you guys later. You can see there's like pretty big wolves as well. Definitely not your standard wolf, but unfortunately, Beastie, he's gone for the 3 spears, and that's it. He's just left it at that. Now moving over towards the enemy side of the map, I think the goal here for Beastie is going to be very simple. He wants to avoid these men-at-arms coming back to his own base to annoy him. So naturally, he's splitting these guys up, moving them away, trying to get them as far away as he can from the rack so that he can at least buy himself a little bit of time in the early game. He's got the age up coming through, whereas his opponent has got absolutely no resources in the bank. 7 and 10. He hasn't even started gathering up gold yet. We can see, look at the villagers that are moving out. What's going on here? He's heading out to gold early, or sorry, to deer early on, not even coming out to the gold. Have a look at this. He's just completely ignoring the gold. He's got vills here on wood, but you can see he's very much committed to this early game aggression out here, Puppy Paw, today. Now, another thing you may notice about this game is this is not your average game. This is not your average game. Not only do we have two of the world's best players out here, but this is not a ranked ladder battle. No, 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 no. This is EGC TV's Masters, the Summer Edition. I feel like when I say that, I'm talking about the Red Bull, because the Red Bull, every season they get new additions, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, and sometimes they're like the best Red Bulls that you've ever had, and people talk about it on Reddit for years after about how amazing they are and about how they got a good catch because they found these Red Bulls. I'm telling you right now, there's a whole meta that I may or may not know about, but let's just put it this way. EGC Masters, the Summer Edition, it's one of the high tier tournaments. It's one of the S tier tournaments. Huge prize pool for this one. I think it's got 30,000 prize pool, so absolutely massive. Undoubtedly, these players are going to be looking to try and make their way through to the playoffs. Now, I'll be leaving a link in the description to where you can watch it live this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you come out and support Age of Empires 4 live as the age up comes through now here for Beastie. Immediately puts 4 bills over on to the berries, and we can see, look at this, he's still somehow managed to keep 2 of his spearmen alive. He's gonna try and come through. No way, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. The American sniper, watch out, watch out. He got he got it. He actually beat all the men at arms. The American, he's not American, but you know, It's the whole idea. Wow. Can you believe that? So basically, it only matters who gets the ignite. Like, you guys remember playing Dota, right? Back in the day. It's all about the last hit. They don't care who does the damage to the entirety of the health bar. It's all about the last hit. And if you can take that last hit, then that's all that matters. And that is exactly what happened here. Beastie came in, recognized, hold on a minute, that's pretty close. I reckon I could take that. And exactly that. He did indeed steal it. Very well sniped there from the Beast. Now, he will lose his racks. He has lost his merchant camp, so now that's going to be 2 merchant camps against 1. But keep in mind, that's quite a bit of gold that's in the back pocket. That's about 4 minutes worth of a villager on gold. So it's a pretty long, pretty decent amount of resources there. It's going to take a while for this one to actually catch up to the amount the Beastie just got. But have a look at this. Wall's now going to start coming up on the south of the map. A spearman going to be looking to capture the abandoned outpost. And Puppy Paw finally going to be clicking up to the second age. Looking at about a 6-minute 30 timing on the feudal age. Impressive, Puppy Paw, impressive. Now, when it comes to these two, we could really be in for anything. But my suspicions is with these two civilizations, it's probably going to be imps. It feels natural, right? Especially on a map like this, it just seems to make so much sense coming out here, trying to secure the gold as much as you can, because you got to keep in mind that a lot of these golds are very small golds. There's a 4k out here, and realistically, you could probably go imp off the 4k gold. You don't need to grab the 8k gold, but it would be very nice to be able to grab that, and I think a Berkshire here could be absolutely amazing. The only trouble is with the Berkshire, we've obviously seen the rise of the Wingard in recent times, and without that Wingard, it's going to be a difficult game. Now, have a look at the base building from Beastie here. Absolutely packed in. Let's go with that. I'm not going to say it's beautiful. I'm not going to say it's based. I'm just going to say it's very packed in, because it objectively is. He's got everything super duper close here to that town center. Men-at-Arms going to be chasing away that villager. Fortunately, he did get the wall up, but unfortunately, there is still a little bit of an injured part. So if he brought a villager out, we see the double imam's going to come through, which signals to me that he's going to be going Castle Age. Definitely indicates from his resource line that he's going to be going Castle Age here. And now bringing the imams forward, you can see that he can contest these men-at-arms despite having the weaker unit. So the imams definitely going to be paying themselves off quite quickly here, allowing him a little bit of space. Villager comes down, repairs the palisade wall, and Beastie says, hey, I'm going Castle Age, whether you like it or not. And this is amazing for Beastie, right? Because it basically means that there's nothing that Puppy Paw can do in this situation to stop it. He could try and get longbows out. He could try and go for a ram. But the reality is the timing is just way too close to call, and Beastie is almost certainly going to be able to pull ahead. The men-at-arms are great in the early game, but the truth is they buy you space. They don't really buy you a whole lot of, well, they don't buy you a whole lot of denying your opponent or killing off your opponent. And Beastie's got so much resources here, together with the twin minaret madrasa, all the sheep under the TC, the potential to go into even more sheep through the Anatolian hills could be an option for him, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But there is plenty of resources under here, so he's going to be A-OK. King's Palace already coming through. Oh, my lord. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? Puppy Paw literally put the foot to the pedal. I wasn't even paying attention, so I do apologize, because Puppy Paw's the one that's actually said, hey, I'm just going to go straight to castle. I don't mind what you're doing. And I think he's definitely read that well. Oh, you know, we very clearly discussed the fact that he wasn't really able to do much with regard to aggression, putting on the pressure, and he's recognized that and just said, well, I'm going for it. Now, a bit of an awkward spot here for the MIA. Normally, you want this to be on a blacksmith from the very beginning. And the trouble that you're going to have here, or you could see Vils might potentially go down here. He's managed to wall out the knight, or rather the king. King probably is going to pick up off this spearman, but at the end of the day, I tell you what, he's managed to save a whole lot of villager health at the very least. So this is quite a nice position for him. MIA now coming up, so to put a blacksmith on here is going to be very weird and awkward. In the back of the base, he's come out. Has he got the heals through? He's got the heals through. Meanwhile, back towards the other side, Sapahi going to be trying to do a little bit of a raid. He's managed to get one out over here on the deer. Second one going to go down as well. Sapahi picking them both up. And now, underneath the King's Palace, Sapahi may fall. King back towards the main base. Still yet to pick up any villager kills. I love how that aggressive music comes in, and then we go straight back to the wonderful flutes. The wonderful flutes of the Ottoman Empire. It's probably not. It almost sounds to me like an Arcade Empire. Those flutes are quite nice. I'm a big fan of, like, just simple flute music. I don't even, is this even a flute? Someone's going to be commenting in below, like, actually, that's a cello. It's like, bro, what are you on? Can I have some? That is not a cello. But they'll be that guy. I'm looking at you, Daniel. It's always a guy called Daniel, dude. Trust me, I've seen it before. Lance is now going to be coming out here for our Ottoman player today. He's got 1 out, 3 in the queue. Of course, you've got multiple ways that you play it, right? Typically, we see lances. We can also see crossbow. Crossbow spear works quite well together here. But my question is, where do we go from here? Because realistically, there could be a long battle in castle. I think the largest focus is going to be relics, at least initially. If we check the base of Puppy Paw, we should see there is a monastery down somewhere, right, Puppy Paw? Right? Is he just not doing it? He might not even be doing it. He's just not doing it. He's going into double stable instead. He's looking to try and maintain control, at least initially. Now, keep in mind, behind this, Beastie does actually have the imams, and he's going to lose one up towards the north. Keep in mind, even though he's got the cavalry number, it's not about having the cav number, or it could be about having the cav number. It's about whether or not you're able to run from your enemy, and you can see, oh, no, not like this! Not like this! Oh, it's been a terrible game right now. We have witnessed so many little tiny things that have just managed to... Oh, I don't have words for it. I don't have words. I'm going to need to call upon my AI. AI, give me a sentence I can use where a game has thrown out a whole bunch of really close calls. And it'll just... Yeah, look, it's not working for me right now. You'll have to appreciate that we don't always have our AI available. Military camp is going to be here the choice for Beastie. We see that relic brought back, and have a look at how he's put this in. Definitely advisable whenever you're playing, if you can guarantee that that relic drop right there is safe. It's a great way to get back out on the map, get yourself some tempo, because keep in mind, he only had the 2 imams. He doesn't actually have his monastery or his mosque down just yet, because he got these imams through from the vizier point. So if we take a look at the base, he's probably building it, but he doesn't actually have it up yet. And that's where that comes in, making more sense. Now, towards that top side, it looks like he is going to lose that second imam, so it will go down. I don't think he's going to be too fussed about it, just because the reality is, it's like you already lost the first one anyway. The second one, there's more important things to do. We got to fight right now. We got to get units out onto this map, because we got enemy spears to contest. We got enemy lance or knights that we got to deal with. There's a lot. And there's a mangonel. Puppy Paw, does he see it? He doesn't spot it. It's not really going to change the outcome of too much. He's going to try and come through. Crossbows are out as well. No real way at the moment to deal with these spearmen. Of course, inevitably and eventually you will kill them with the crossbow, but it's going to take some time. That is for sure. Let's check in and see whether or not we've got a monastery back here. Doesn't look like it yet. Blacksmith going to be coming down instead. I love the way that Puppy Paw is playing this. He's very much committing to... Was that what I thought it was? No, it was a blacksmith. I got it. I thought I heard something get put down. It wasn't. But yeah, he's very much committing to the bit. Upgrades starting to come through. Men-at-arm upgrades on the way. Horseman veterancy on the way. And wheelbarrow. So really looking to try and mix in the upgrades. Get a combination of eco as well as military upgrades. Making his way towards that north side. And I think he might just be not resigning, but conceding the relics over to his opponent, Beastie, here. An interesting decision, because normally at this point, like, a monastery would have been, at the very least, he would have been triple relics. Right? But I guess the reality is, when it comes to tempo, it can always be something that's difficult to gauge, because tempo, right, this idea of how many units you've got and how quickly you've got them, it can be significantly affected by just a single monastery and a single monk coming out in the back, and that's the reality. Now, Beastie did eventually get this blacksmith down. We can see that. He's got the military school at the front, but you can see this is not an optimal positioning, right? When we talk about these blacksmiths, they're 90 wood each, and it's a nice little discount from the standard blacksmith, but it's still 90 wood. And ideally, you would have loved it to have some more value, like this one at the back here is going to be having. You can see it's going to be able to put down probably about 5 buildings. Knights coming through to the back. We'll spot out that imam holding the relic. Now moving over towards that east corner of the map. Fortunately, the walls are up, so we should be fine. Even if worse comes to worse, he can just duck out the north. Knights now coming through. Lance is going to respond with a Sabahi crossbows in tow, but unfortunately not able to find a connection. How are we looking on resource count? Let's have a quick look here. Both players kind of committing at the moment to that castle age play. Manages to hit one of those knights, and we do see relics coming through. That's going to be number 2 on the way here for Beastie. Let's check in with Puppy Paw. How are things going down on the south side of the map? There it is. There it is. There it is. All right. You know what? I'm taking a drink. I've been standing up for 14 minutes. Now it's time for me to take a drink of my water. And boy, oh boy, is that some good water. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's good water. Okay, so he's finally going for the monastery. So I don't think he's necessarily forgotten to go to the monastery. I think it's just that he hasn't found time for it or space for it, right? Because, I mean, he's been getting some upgrades in. We saw the wheelbarrow, we saw the double broadaxe coming through. So he hasn't been neglecting his economy by any means. It's just that he's felt that relics just weren't as relevant. And I find that interesting because normally that's a key factor, right? When we're looking to fight in the early Castle Age, we're looking to fight over those relics, and it just wasn't the case here. Beastie now on the run. He's tried to do a little bit of a clap back here. Let's check in with his Vizier system. He's going straight down the line into Advanced Academy, not looking to go into the Akinji, sorry. Even though they've been buffed, or the extensive fortification, even though it's been buffed. Shout out to the devs for including this in the UI. It is so lovely to have it. It's been years that we've been watching and waiting for the Ottomans to be able to see their Vizier points in the caster mode, and finally now we can actually see it. It's been a while we've been able to see it, but you know, you gotta keep shouting out the devs whenever they're doing good stuff, right? And now Sipahi moving forward together with the crossbows. The horseman number looking a little bit low here compared to that of Beastie. Look at the Sipahi number for Beastie looking very formidable now, and Beastie might be coming in to do some work. He's got Springalds out as well. That'll help deal with those frustrating spearmen. Of course, the spearman has been a bit of a flavor of the season, at least the last season. It's been quite a difficult nut to crack against many civilizations. They've got quite a few powerful spearmen. The English, of course, faster attack speed on their spears. We're right on board with Beastie as he begins marching his way forward here. All of the resources spent. We'll switch it over to income per minute. We're not going to take a look right now, but it looks like all of the siege is just going to get eaten up alive. He's not even paying attention. Beastie asleep at the wheel, the siege wheel, and easily able to clean that up. Puppy Paw walks away a happy man. Could even get a Janissary. The Janissary? In this economy, he built a Janissary? He's got 4. He's got 3 more in queue. He's making Janissaries. Oh. It could be happening. It could finally be happening. Honestly, I love the Janissary. I feel like it's an amazing unit. Paired with the Sipahi, it is really good. Like, Sipahi, Janissary, Mangonel, Grey Bombards, just all together. I feel like it's such a powerful combo, but infantry now going to be forced away from this frontal position. Wololol over towards that east side. Imam almost certainly going to be going down. Down. It was certain. It was certain. Like the certainty of this Rax not completing its Spearman upgrade. 10. Ah, it's gone. It's gone. No Spearman upgrade for you, my friend. And it's a little things like that that can be very frustrating. Because we had it back here, right? Like we could have just clicked this one, but we weren't thinking about it. And now all of a sudden, you know, the battle's going to come in a minute's time, and he's going to be thinking, where is my damn Spearman upgrade? Why did that never research? There we go. He's just clicked it now. 57 seconds to go. Sipahi coming through. How are we doing on the relics? Relic count, 3-1. Final relic over here. Did just get Wololold. Up towards that top side of the map. Look what Beastie's found. He's found himself a little bit of breakfast. Vil count is going down. 3 health left on the Lancer. He's not going to get the last one. He's tried, though. Gets about 4 of them. Definitely a very high value Lancer there. I think he's going to be a bit disappointed that he sent such a low health Lancer over there, because he could have easily cleaned them all up if it had more than 27 health. That is for sure. He probably had a bit more than that. He probably had about 37 health, just judging on that one. Janissary number starting to build. We're starting to see them. You know, in Age of Empires 3, the Janissary was such a formidable unit. And in Age of Empires 4, when the Ottomans came out, it was really a unit that you rarely saw. So the fact that we're getting to see it now, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. We want to see unique units, especially Ottoman unique units. I know there's some Ottoman enjoyers in the chat, so we got to call them out especially. Lancer comes back towards the top, and you can see he's just going to be over here having a good time, slowly sieging it down. Springwood emplacement, fortification coming through on the backside, and Beastie continuing to position towards the front of the enemy base. I don't know if he can crack it just yet. Remember, this is an English base that you're dealing with, so you're going to have these bonuses. We've got ourselves a little bit of pop block at the moment. Nothing worse than a pop block. I tell you what, so many nights, I remember when I was younger, I'd go out clubbing with my friends and I'd just get pop blocked by them, and it was terrible. You know, there's nothing worse. Or you go out, you're speaking to a girl, and then one of her friends pop blocks you. Nothing worse. Forget to build that house. Janissaries and Sipahi able to clean up the raid back home. He's done well to spot this one out. Of course, he's got plenty of line of sight back here. Can see that he knew exactly what was happening. Spring on placement going to be dealing with that and absolutely cleaned up. Meanwhile, down towards the south side, apologies. Beastie makes the connection. Lots of spears in here. They've got their veterancy upgrade. Down on the enfilade, we see that those springled emplacement, or springleds rather, that have been placed themselves have fired off, and Beastie takes a hell of a fight right now. Could be trouble right now for Puppy Paw. Vil count going to start declining inside that farmland. More spears being brought forward. And the king looking to save the day with the horseman from the top. Going to be able to make a connection with the Janissaries. Not a whole lot of kiting in here. And what just happened then? We've got ourselves a keep being dropped down. Meanwhile, over towards that top side, we do have the siege that's slowly coming through, but not going to be cracking anything. A single Springald stands at the back. He's trying to work down that keep. Good luck to him. But I think in the end, Beastie should be able to overcome him ever so slightly. Keep in mind the reinforcements will continue. He will always be able to attack this wall to the south as long as this keep comes online. He needs it. He's going to try and attempt it. Sapai looking to make a connection. Will be able to do it, but unfortunately the keep comes online. And now the meta looking to put on the pressure. Beastie behind enemy lines will look to dive. How many more Vils can he find? His opponent's up about 20 Vils at this time. But when it comes to the Ottomans, remember their army is absolutely fine. It ages like wine, especially this time when we just considered how many Sapahi he's got in this line. It's incredible. Tell you what, didn't think I'd be here to rhyme, but it turns out, sorry. Sometimes we just got to do it. Sometimes you get caught in the moment. You say 2 words that rhyme and you just got to turn it into 20. Inspired by... Who is it inspired by? Speaking of inspiration, have a look at this. Vil count now overtaken. At this point, it makes it very hard. And behind this, look at what we've got. So where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong? I think where it all went wrong is Puppy Paw took a fight that he didn't need to, right? This fight that we were completely caught off guard by was the fight he didn't need to take. He didn't need to have that fight without all of the horsemen. And then you remember the king and the horsemen approaching. You got to remember, right? If a horseman is not present, a horseman is not attacking. And when you multiply that by 16 horsemen, then that's 16 horsemen that aren't attacking. And eventually those horsemen do start attacking, I hear you, but eventually they're going to die. And the good news is, if they're attacking while other units are dying, then they're going to die after them. The point I'm trying to make is that's a lot of horsemen to have that weren't attacking that whole time that fight was going. And because of that, it makes it very, very difficult from this current position for Puppy Paw to come back. While the military counts are similar, while the economic counts are similar, there's one key difference, and that is the tech. Imperial Age has now come through for Beastie, and not just that, but he's got military schools out the wazoo. Military schools that are now going to be multiplied by this Istanbul Observatory, that are now going to be pumping overtime with this Istanbul Observatory. And while that villager count looks deceitful, as we see more of them going down up towards the north, it looks deceitfully close. It is not. The truth is these military schools weigh a lot more than what it says on the scale. These bad boys right here are pumping, well, at the moment they're pumping metas, so don't get too excited. They're pumping very quickly. A lot of units. Very, very quickly. That's the main problem, because right now you look at this and you go, yeah, this is fine. No, this ain't fine. This ain't fine at all. This is so quickly going to start going in favor of Beastie. And even if it doesn't, just remember, you've got elite upgrades potentially coming through here for Beastie. Let's check in with the Vizier system. He's moved over. He's gone into Pax Ottomania. The strength of the Empire enables a time of prosperity. Villagers train 75% faster for 4 minutes. And have a look at this. He's paired it with the double TC. They're training 1 every 11 seconds. The madman's on the equivalent of 4 TCs. He said, hey, you know all those villagers I just killed? Well, I'm gonna revive them as part of my empire. And now we can see him just absolutely pumping. You thought that the Chinese were crazy with their Song dynasty. Remember back in the day? I mean, now it's 15 seconds. It used to be, what did it used to be? 12 seconds? 13 seconds? Somewhere in that region. And now you got villagers training every 11 seconds. This is like... This is incredible when you think about it. Dropping the second TC into this, because, can we just math this for a second? 4 minutes, 75% faster. So 75% faster equals, basically you're getting double villagers for 4 minutes. That's essentially it. So if we think 3, 6, 9, 12 villagers, and then that becomes 24 with 2 TCs. So basically it's giving you 24 villagers for free. A free 24, well, it's not free, you gotta pay for them, but you gotta remember the villager pays itself off so quickly. It's essentially free It's not really free. Yes, I know, but you get the idea, right? Like, you've got a villager that's collecting 50 food a minute, and it costs 50 food to build it, so it pays itself off in a minute, right? Like, it's a good investment, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. It's not free, I know, I'm sorry, but like, you get 24 free vills. 23 4 vills. I sound a little bit English. How many vills you got? I got 23 vills. There you go. For my English folk out there. I'm channeling one of my inner colleagues when I do that accent. His name was Matty. Oh man, I miss that guy. He was such a funny bloke. He was a good guy. Look at this number. We got the lions that are coming out right now. It looks like the lions. I don't know if it's lions or bears. It could be either of them. Over towards the west, more vills going to be going down. Is it bears? Yeah, it's bears. It's bears. It could be griffins though. We'll give it. It could be a griffin. Is that a griffin? Takes me back to enclosures on the way. You guys ever see ventrilo harassment? Oh man, this guy has a macro every time he gets off of a flight like a griffin, and he says, "Hello world, I am here." Dude, the funniest things are just locked away in your brain, and then you just get triggered by one word, and it's like you're a sleeper agent. Just like from the YouTube shit posting that was what, 2008? What did that even, like 17 years ago, bro? Ventrilo harassment. Oh man, that takes me back. If you watched Ventrilo harassment the first time around, you're OG. I'll say that right now. I mean, to be fair, probably most of you guys are OG. That's why we're here playing this game. That's why we're not playing Fortnite, right? If we were playing Fortnite, we wouldn't be OG. Let's check in on the south side of the map. Now, Puppy Paw did go in for the Berkshire Palace. Look at the positioning on the Berkshire Palace. Tell me what you think about this, because I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. By the way, what happened with this military count? Oh, it's mainly Puppy Paws just going into heavy men-at-arms at this stage. Whole bunch of infantry. Whole bunch of men-at-arms. Longbows out here as well. Only veterancy for the moment. Upgrades might be coming through shortly. Elite upgrades coming through for those men-at-arms now. Meanwhile, for Beastie, he's going for a little bit more of a thick boy army. Siege is coming out. He's got the 6 Springalds, and he's got a whole bunch of Sipahi. So obviously Sipahi going to be a little bit more expensive. He's just hitting the gold. He's just routinely attacking the gold. And one thing to note is that, like, if we look at Puppy Paw's gold, he's got 27 vills on gold at the moment. Where are they all? Am I blind? It's these vills right here. 27 vills. He's got no villagers on gold. It looks pretty because it says 1340 gold a minute. But you watch it. Well, how is it going up? It just went up to 1351. Is it the single relic that he's got? It's enclosures. It can't be anything different. Back towards that front. Keep on the large gold here for Beastie. Bit of a tough position to fight into. Great bombard emplacement on the way. Bro, this is crazy. So with regard to this, the change that they made, can we just take a quick look at what it says? So the devs basically said, for Pax Ottoman villager bonus, production speed from 50% to 75%. So I don't know what the 50% is, but the 75% being 11 seconds is absolutely ridiculous. Now, could you do that early? Could you imagine, what about a 2TC into Pax Ottomania? Probably not, because it's kind of far down, isn't it? Ottomania. Let's call it Ottomania. It's completely Ottomanian. That kind of works, actually. Forget it. Bring your truck. Bring your trailer. This sail's completely Ottomanian. Ottomanian? It sounds like some sort of mammal that you keep in a fish tank. That's like, it's technically a fish, but it's actually a mammal. Sorry, I don't know. What are they called? Salamanca? No. Yes, Salamanca? I don't know. Anyway. We're getting a little bit cursed here. We're 28 minutes through, but it's feeling like we're getting cursed. Have a look at this infantry. It's breaking its way. No stone wall on this front. It's meant Beastie's just walked into the back. 43 vills. Keep an eye on that one, because it's going to go down, down, down. I'm yelling timber. We got Kesha in here doing plenty of singing right now. Vill count for okay, that's a little bit silly. Keep in mind he's got the fortitude bonus, so he's getting the extra attack speed in here. So this is hurting a lot. 64 vills now taken. Beastie now with more than a 30 villager lead here. Towards the north, another keep, another problem. More keeps, more problems. That's what they say, except it's problems for the enemies. Sipahi on the south, getting chased around by those men-at-arms. Cleaned up the majority of it, but they've cleaned up the majority of the vills. More than 69 vills in this game now taken down. That is not a nice amount of vills to be going down, that is for sure. Puppy Paw, 45 vills down now. Gold Vein with 107 left in it. I love that Beastie left this on the map just to bait his opponent over, just to say, hey, come on over, come on. Is that Christina Aguilera? I think it's Christina Aguilera. It's been a while. It's been who sung that? It's been a while. Is that Puddle of Mud? I think it's Puddle of Mud. Dude, we're going old school today. We're going so off topic. Apologies. Keep it on topic, Drongo. We got Janissaries in the game. You're right. Sorry, kids. Double bombard. Position to the north. Very awkwardly. Beastie doesn't want to fight this, right? He wants his enemy to fight directly into the keep. He got missed by the Great Bombard, but still died to the Great Bombard. Hashtag just Great Bombard things. Have a look at this. We got a bit of a flank coming through. He's coming in from multiple angles. They're doing a bit of a runner. They're doing a bit of a split. Moving back to try and cover. Not able to find it. It's only infantry. He's going to be fine. Meanwhile, Janissaries together with the spy. He's actually running the combo. This is what I mentioned earlier. This is one of my favorite combos in the game. Janissary Sipahi, 100% a legit combo. Insanely good. Look at this. 36 Janissaries, 20 Sipahis. That's all he's making. He's got 6 metas out. I don't even know why you need that much meta game, but I'll let him meta. He knows the meta. How many times can we put meta in here? I don't think we can. So the reason why this is such a difficult combo to deal with is because it's Ottomans. And we've got Ottomania. It's Ottomania. Let's take a look now. Extensive fortifications are also going to be coming through, hitting up this keep now. Janissaries on the front line just burning through this. More men at arms from the north. Where is Puppy Paw's army? It says he's got 82 military, but I tell you what, I'm not buying whatever he's selling. There ain't no way. Great Bombard's firing off towards the back. Men at arms going to try and work through and not going to be able to find it. Bombard's still teeing off, finding plenty of space here. Janissaries just having a lovely day underneath this keep. Great Bombard in placement. Not today. The Great Bombard, the cannons. Oh yeah, we got plenty of them. Meanwhile, towards the south, more men at arms now going to be cleaned up. Janissaries together working in tow with the Sipahi, cleaning up. And look at the reinforcements just coming through, running past. Cannon emplacements helping out, a little bit of boiling oil as well. Beastie in a dominant position here. Village account still looking strong. Remember that it's not just the village account, it's how you use it. It's also the military schools. I think that's how the quote goes. But absolutely just cleaning up. I feel like he has lost barely, I'm not going to say barely any units. He's obviously lost units, but when you just see the difference in girth between these two, it is significant. Beastie just absolutely demolishing, dismantling. What's another D word that I could use in this situation? Denying, denigrating. Did we already say destroying? I think we already said destroying. His opponent. Poor Puppy Paw. Right now. Heads back home. Tail in between his legs. Sad little boy. I was going to say sad little dog. I didn't want to say it. It sounds rude. But his name's Puppy Paw, so we're allowed to say it. Sad little boy probably is even worse than that. Outpost about to come up here for Beastie. Might give him a little bit of insight as to the current state of affairs. Not a whole lot, unfortunately. This is open. Sipahi ready to roll. Fortitude's back up. Look at the number he's got here. It seems only a matter of time until Puppy Paw is going to be really put to the test. Not a whole lot of units left. He's only got the single Great Bombard here compared to his opponent who's sitting on, or rather, he's only got the single Bombard here compared to his opponent who's on triple Great Bombard. And make that minus one Bombard. Almost. This is genuinely the sickest combo you will see in Age of Empires 4. This is, you can't stop it. You cannot stop this combination. I'm telling you right now, it's not possible. I've played this combo so many times in FFA. You ask Corvinus 1, he'll tell you the same thing. He'll say, no, this combo, impossible. You cannot beat this. You cannot beat this combo. I'm telling you. You know the only thing he's missing? Imams. I wish he brought like 1 or 2 imams just to be given that beautiful golden ray of sunshine. That's like the one piece of the puzzle that's missing. And now Beastie comes into the base. 1 relic on the ground. Can I interest you in an imam, sir? He is max, so probably not. Sipahi coming through. Really putting the pressure on Puppy Paw. He's fighting it out. First of the landmarks has fallen. Second one going to be going down shortly. He's got 2 back here. King's Palace together with the Abbey of Kings. Of course, that 4th and final landmark nice and safe over towards the west side. And Beastie slowly closing it out. Is this it? Have we actually casted a Beastie victory for once? It's rare to see it, but this could be the one. Springle's now moving forward. Together with the bombards. Look at them tee off in between the houses. You can't park there, mate. You can't park there. That's not permitted. He's gonna get a ticket. Yeah, you can't be parking there. Not in the enemy base. And now Puppy Paw gonna do his best to try and hold, but the landmarks are falling. The men-at-arms are dying. The bombards are crying, and the villagers are idling. This is it. There ain't no thing but a chicken wing. It's happening. Beastie just absolutely dominating today, and I feel like it doesn't necessarily go the way of Puppy Paw here because of what Beastie did, but because of Puppy Paw and that one fight. I feel like that was the one thing that really could have turned it. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go check out EGC TV this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I think it's 15 GMT, but I'll double check. I'll leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.